Welcome to Engaging Kitsap, a positive local forum where we bring engaging people, ideas, and organizations into the BCAT studio. Today we welcome Lynette George, founder of the Blue Star Banner program in Washington. Lynette founded the organization in 2005 to remember local men and women serving in the military by installing street banners throughout Kitsap and beyond. Lynette, tell us how you first got the idea for the Blue Star Banner program and why it was so important to you.
Okay. Yes, I worked for the Navy, and I was on TDY, and I brought my daughter-in-law down to California with me. And while we were there, my son's battle buddy had just got discharged from the Army. And so we decided we were picking him up and taking him to Universal Studios. And the street that he lived on had these street banners lined, and both of us started crying. It was a pretty emotional time for us anyway. It was their wedding anniversary, and my son was in Iraq at the time. So we picked up his buddy and took him to Universal Studios and enjoyed the day, but it resonated with me. All I could think about was those banners. And I thought, why did we not do something like that here in Kitsap County to honor our military men and women? So I researched, and I found that their organization, or their town, the city does it for them. And I knew I wasn't going to get the cities to budge because budgets are tight. I'm a finance manager for the Navy, and so I started my own nonprofit.
Well, congratulations. That was a long time ago now, but tell us about the first banners that you ever installed. That must have been really rewarding.
It really was. It took a while to get it going, but once we got it going, we started out with installing the Gold Star banners. Those are those that have died on active duty. And we did what the family wanted us to do. If they wanted a ceremony, we would have a ceremony for them. And from then on, we started installing the Blue Star banners, which is those that are on active duty.
What about the banners themselves? And how long do they stay up?
The banners are up 3 to 5 years, depending on the weather and the location of the banner. And once they start fading, we replace them as long as the military person is still on active duty. And then they get to keep the old banner. For Gold Stars, they're up indefinitely.
Now, how big are they? I know it's hard to get a scale when you're down on the ground.
They're 6 feet tall. Except for Port Angeles, we can only have them 4 feet.
Each banner represents a unique individual and their contribution and their sacrifice, and it sounds like you've got a connection to each one.
Yes, I feel like they're part of my family once I put a banner up because I care about their service and I care about their banner, and I want it as pristine as possible, just like the day it was installed. I have families that come to me and say that they pray by their banner. They talk to their banner as if they were talking to their son or daughter. They take pictures with the family around their banner. Some lady that had lost her son in Kingston, she has a picnic on his birthday at the banner. So it has become very personal to me to make sure that these banners stay pristine.
Well, that makes sense. And it sounds like your work is beautiful but difficult at times.
Yes, it's hard to keep volunteers. When we started the banner program, Michael Telpai of Wave Broadband he's a friend of mine, and he had read the article in the Kitsap Sun and decided to have Wave Broadband install our banners for us, which was a blessing. I had no idea that was coming because we were installing with a ladder.
Oh, wow.
And so he took on the job of having our banners installed, and that lasted about 5 years. Then they could no longer do it because of budgets and staff. So we continued to install our banners again by ladder, and I had a very good friend, Sean Van Fleet. He came forward and became my volunteer for over 7 years installing my banners, and we prayed before each one, because it was frightening. You know, some of those poles have ice on them.
Yeah.
And so it was very dangerous, and we knew we couldn't continue that. And so we decided to reach out and try and find a bucket truck. And As soon as I put it out there, I found out that Stokes Auction had a bucket truck.
Perfect timing.
A very well-maintained bucket truck by the Port Angeles Parks Department. And I was lucky enough to win the bid and paid very little for it. And then I had several companies come forward to help me put the graphics and paint it because it was pretty rusty. Robert Siebert of Graphic Reflections did all of the graphics, and he does the creations of my banners too. So it's been a blessing. I've had this bucket truck for, I think, 5 years now.
I bet it was a game changer.
It really was.
I've seen you in the Armed Forces Parade with the bucket truck, and
yes.
But I didn't know the process behind how the banners were hung. So by ladder, wow, that's a lot.
Yes, yes. It was really hard because I have a Ford Explorer that he not only had to put the ladder up, but he had to take it down and put it back up for each install.
Oh my goodness.
And we would do 15 to 20 banners in one day. And the poor guy was exhausted.
I bet that's a lot of dedication. Just out of curiosity, how many banners do you hang in a year?
In a year?
Yeah.
I would say probably about 50 in a year.
Okay. Well, you have a lot of community support in Kitsap County. Can you give us a sense of some of the ways that people contribute, some of the variety of supporters you have?
Yes, sure. When some of the families come forward wanting a banner and they sponsor the banner, so I do get funding that way. But I have the fundraiser, the Pulse Bowl Beer Run, and that keeps me gainfully going. We have 2 events a year, St. Patrick's Day and Oktoberfest. And each participant pays to be in the event. They select a brewery, and they drink a beer and go to the next brewery. We have 5 breweries, and then the NV Bar and Grill hosts Bushel in a Barrel Cidery. And so each participant goes from brewery to brewery drinking a beer and supporting the banner program.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I hear there's costumes involved, and I guess the last one sold out, right?
Yes. Our last Pulse Bowl Beer Run was the first ever that we sold out at 1,500 participants.
Wow.
It was St. Patrick's Day, so they all came in everything green. And our next run is going to be on September 30th. It's the Oktoberfest. It's a really fun event.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Right.
I hear there's a rumor that there's going to be a Bloody Mary crawl. What's that all about?
We are in the plans of also adding a Bloody Mary crawl for Pulse Bowl. We have 6 stops where you will partake in a Bloody Mary, and then at the end of it, you will vote for the best Bloody Mary. The winner will get a trophy, and it will be presented to them, and they will be able to keep that trophy for a year.
I like it. Great idea. Where can people find out about that event and your other runs?
We have a website, thepulsebowbeerrun.com, and we are going to marry that up with the Pulse Bowl Bloody Mary crawl, so you will be able to get it at the information on the same website.
In terms of volunteers, do you have needs for your organization right now?
Yes. My graphic artist, Lori Berg of Graphics Ranch, has just announced her retirement. She has been working with me for 16 years. And so right now I am not only doing the banners, but I am creating the banner.
Oh my goodness.
The graphics behind it, and also updating the website. This is not in my wheelhouse, and so I do need to get some strong volunteers that can help with that. I do have, I am out on the United Way website, where if you want to volunteer in Kitsap County, you can go to United Way, and I am out there advertising for positions.
That's good. I wish you luck on that.
Thank you.
So how does someone go about making arrangements to have a banner to recognize their loved one?
They go to our website, bluestarbanner.org, and they fill out the form. And in the past, we asked for the permission for the service member. We no longer do that. So all they have to do is fill out the form, and if they want to sponsor the banner, they send in their funding, and we just create the banner from there. They get a picture of their banner in an email and let them know about the banner program and to like us on Facebook. And we tell them about our fundraisers. And we also collect money through the Fred Meyer Rewards program. So if they marry their card up to our nonprofit, we get a stipend every quarter from what they purchase.
There's also sponsorship for banners too, for people who can't afford, right?
Yes, the Blue Star Banner program sponsors the banners too for those that can't afford it.
Okay.
And that's where the fundraisers come in. So our Paulsbo Beer Run helps keep that active and keeps the gas in the bucket truck.
That makes sense. Great. Well, thank you so much for talking with me today, Lynette, and also for your really wonderful contribution to the community and recognizing the military.
Thank you.
You've been watching Engaging Kitsap, a positive local forum where we bring engaging people, ideas, and organizations into the BCAT studio. We'll see you next time.
Mm-hmm.